This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
For tank and tankless hot water heaters, for clogged drains, for leaky faucets, for toilets that won't flush. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is your trusted source to solve all your plumbing needs. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
Let's play Beat Migs.
I will beat anyone that calls in to play the game. He's smarter than you. He'll make you look lame. 60 seconds on the clock. You're going down and I'm gonna rock. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
It is time for Beat Migs, and we've made it. It's Friday. Gotta get down.
I don't know where Danny is, but he's probably jumping.
Yeah, sure.
In Boston.
Oh, Boston jumping. He's a Boston jumping bean. Wait, no.
Yeah, baked bean. That works.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, fun.
And Rev, I think you should share that nice little tidbit of info about Danny in Boston that you told us. I'm sure BJ will love that.
He is in Boston right now. He sent me a message, and he said when he drove by the place where the Bruins play hockey, he flipped
the TD Garden.
Yep. He flipped off the garden there.
Oh, did he?
Yep. Go Kraken!
It's hard to blame him because it wasn't a good place for the Kraken.
No, it wasn't. Screw those Bruins.
Hell yeah.
Okay, well, I'll let you do that because they are Bears. And I don't know if they like that kind of thing. But you go ahead.
Wow. All right. Well, instead of that, let's get to our contestant today. We've got Dawn in Shoreline. Dawn, are you there?
I'm here.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Dawn will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Dawn, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Go Kraken, let's do it.
Yeah, go Kraken. You get an extra point for that. Which former basketball player played the title character in the 90s movie Steel?
Pass.
The Eagles' hit song Hotel California came out in what decade?
70s.
Yes. Azul is the Spanish word for what color?
Blue.
Yes. The Golden Girls was a sitcom that aired on what network?
NBC.
Yes. What year did the PlayStation 5 come out?
Pass.
What is the long, narrow country stretching along South America's western edge?
Chile.
Yes. On a map, what are the lines that run parallel to the equator called?
Pass.
How many teaspoons are in a tablespoon?
4.
No.
2.
No.
3.
Yes. The animated show Futurama originally aired on what major network?
Cartoon Network.
No.
PlayStation came out in 2020.
Yes.
Comedy Central.
No. It was on there, but it wasn't the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 correct.
All right.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a fair performance, Don. Not too shabby.
Yep. And I mean, there's still room for Steve to, screw the pooch, as it were.
Hey.
Good luck, Steve.
Aw, she said good luck. I mean, that's very sportsman of her. Yeah.
You rock.
That's awesome. Steve, you are back. Are you ready?
Yes. You know it.
Which former basketball player played the title character in the 90s movie Steel?
I guess I'm not ready. Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes.
Nice.
The Eagles' hit song Hotel California came out in what decade?
In the 70s.
Yes. Azul is the Spanish word for what color?
Red.
No.
Yellow.
No.
Blue.
Yes. The Golden Girls was a sitcom that aired on what network?
NBC.
Yes. What year did the PlayStation 5 come out?
What year? Man, there's a lot of years.
There are a lot of years.
I'm going to go 2019.
No.
20. 18?
No.
2020?
Yes. What is the long, narrow country stretching along South America's western edge?
Pass.
On a map, what are the lines that run parallel to the equator called?
Longitude.
No.
Latitude.
Yes. How many teaspoons are in a tablespoon?
8.
No.
6.
No.
9.
No. The animated show Futurama originally aired on what major
Fox.
network? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You squeaked by with the win.
Yes.
7-6.
Oh, sorry, Don. It was a close one.
It was.
Thanks, guys.
You rock.
There she goes.
Yeah, she rules.
I'm the best.
You
I'm the best.
Bringing out a classic. The long, narrow country stretching along the South America western edge is Chile.
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 I was like, I'm not
guess.
even going to waste my time.
No,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Those kind of questions screw me every time.
Yeah, you didn't spend too much time on there, and that's really what got you the win there, because also you didn't know how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon. Don got
three.
that correct. It's 3. Yeah.
Oh,
Come
I
on,
was way
Steve.
off. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm a terrible cook.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You must not have to worry about the coffee in your house, because I always have to measure that out. And because if I don't get it exactly right, the brew's not good. And I just found out that you don't just necessarily do a tablespoon for a cup. I thought you did, but you're supposed to go a little less if you're doing like those coffee maker drip things.
You're making some strong coffee, dude.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought I thought you have 6. If you're making 6 cup of coffees, it would be 6 tablespoons. Who knew?
Ooh, wow, yeah, that's a lot.
Sounds
I
good to
found
me.
out. Yeah, you're right, Rev. I found out the hard way. It's like, what are you doing, coffee boy?
That's why I love the Keurig cup. I don't even have to think about it.
Right.
First
You're
thing in
right,
the morning,
Steve.
I just pop it in, hit the button, and then it's done. Although I have to remember to put a cup in the Keurig machine. Sometimes I forget that. Oh, my gosh, dude. That is the worst feeling in the world, because I do it first thing in the morning, so I'm kind of tired. And usually my routine is fill up the Keurig, start it up, then go get the cup. But sometimes I get quickly distracted if I'm tired. So I'm like, let me go do this. I got some time. And then I forget, and all of a sudden I hear the machine, the water. I mean, the coffee's dripping out, and I'm like, didn't put a cup in there. I'm pretty sure I didn't put a cup in there. And I look, and I'm like, there's coffee all over my floor and on the counter.
Wow.
Nice work.
It's a terrible way to start my morning.
That
You
will
know,
wake
it's,
you up.
my brain is like, the first thing that goes there is the cup.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly. That
I
is literally
know.
the first thing.
Yeah.
I know. I have my own way to do it, and I
That's
really
true.
should rethink it.
You give yourself a little room for
yeah.
air just to keep
Hey.
it spicy in the morning.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. It's the excitement, the adrenaline.
Right? It's like Mission Impossible.
Dun, 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 dun.
Will he get the cup in? I don't know.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is like, I bet you do your own stunts like me, right, brother?
Yeah.
You do. Yeah.
And then insult to injury, I have to make a new cup of coffee, and that just slows things down as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've done that with a pot of coffee where I forgot to put the pot on.
Yes.
and that's a beating. I mean, at least with a Keurig, you go, all right, it's contained to 1 cup. But when you're just dumping cups of coffee all over the place, because you're like, wow, I didn't put the pot in there. Don't know what I was thinking. Oh, I wasn't. That's the idea.
A couple people have been texting. I've done that too, Migs. Another person said I did that yesterday.
Yeah, man. I like the new Keurigs though that. You can press the button and it will do it, as opposed to you used to have to press the button and wait for it to warm up. Then you could start the process of making the coffee. I used to have one of the older ones. I had the older one where you had to turn it on and then you had to wait before you could start the process. Now, like, these new Keurigs just go put your coffee in there, get it ready, boom, button, and even it'll just do it once it's all heated up. One press of the button, you're done.
Ba-boom.
Ba-boom.
Ba-boom. I love that. I was like, wow, I had like one of the old school, like, the first Keurigs where you had to like wind it up and manually do it. Back in the day, way back in the day where you just
You had to, get your horse and attach it to the
exactly.
cart
You
while out there
rub those
and
2 sticks
run it
together,
around.
Survivor style. One of the older ones back in the 1800s.
Not as bad, but I've also done this. I forgot to put a Keurig cup in the Keurig. But
So
like you put the water in, you hit the button, you hear it all doing, and then I just take my coffee and I'm like about ready to take a sip, and then I'm like, this is just slightly tinted brown water. Oh, like, A, I need to clean my Keurig, and B, this is not what I wanted.
That's nasty.
You have coffee tea, is what you have. Coffee flavored tea.
Somebody said I once forgot to take the coffee lid off. Coffee all over the counter. What a great wake up.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's not cool either.
We need the coffee to wake up, but while making the coffee, none of us are alert and awake to do it. So I need a cup of coffee to make my cup of coffee.
So do you guys do the life hack? Somebody gave me the life hack where you put all your stuff in the cup first and then let it get all mixed up by the Keurig.
Oh, yeah,
Like
I do that.
You put your cream and whatever sweetener you have in first.
Yeah, I do that too.
Oh,
it's easy,
yeah.
like you just said. It just like stirs it all up for you.
I
You
still
know what?
stir it, but I kind of like that it's been like in there with it.
Yeah, we've, again, back in the 1800s, how do you get your coffee? They always go, you add your cream and sugar and whatever after they pour the coffee.
Yeah. Right.
So it never, ever occurred to me to do that first because it's a nice mix around. You don't even need a little stirrer anymore. You're done.
No, I squirt the flavor in first and then a little bit of that cream.
Yeah, that's right.
A little squirty,
Well,
squirty.
let's be honest. And Steve squirts the flavor in. He puts whatever he needs for the almond milk, whatever, and then he leaves the cup on the counter. It's a perfect way to start the day.
Yes. All the yes.
Oh, perfect. We got a popular actress that just shared a story about going on a date where a guy asked if he could make out with her nose. Yeah, I'll tell you who this happened to at 7:17 on The Rock.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
SW The Rock of Seattle. A pop culture website put together a fun list that shows that even celebrities struggle with dating.
Awesome.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm looking at the list of the highlights of this list, and it doesn't make us guys look good because it's they're all women complaining about, just the crap that they had to go through. And you know what? I do believe, I don't like to separate by, gender, but I do believe that most of the time it's probably the guy that will be the one that makes it awkward. You're nervous, whatever, when you're dating for the first time and, you probably just say the wrong thing and dumb. I mean, I know I've done it, so,
I've been just a pillar of dating excellence. I have no
have
idea.
you?
For sure.
I should have known you. I wish I did. You could give me some tips.
I don't know if you could hear the sarcasm through my voice.
Oh,
with the raspiness,
I don't know if you could hear the sarcasm through my props
existence.
To you either.
Yes.
Yeah. So here's some of the celebrity first date stories, both good and bad. Though I don't know, so far it seems like all these are pretty
so
bad.
we could determine if we think it's a good date or a bad date.
Nice.
Yeah. So Charlize Theron went on a dinner date with a guy, and things were going great until he drove her home and asked her to make out with his nose. So he asked her to basically, get busy with his nose.
So this is a good thing, right? Just to make sure. Of the good and bad.
Wow.
What's up with his nose? I'd love to see a picture of this guy. Like, does he have a big honker? And, and he's like, it's very sensitive.
Is it? Eskimo fish kind of a thing. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, if he's got all the nerve endings that connect to another part of his body, then okay. People can be wired, I guess, differently. Why not that way?
What if you were digging the person and everything was going well? I feel like this would be a third or fourth date into the mix. If this was like, I'm not here to kink shame you, but I don't think you should throw out the nose make-out session initially, but what if everything else was great about this guy? And you're like, well, I'll give it a peck and see where it goes from there. No? Vicky? Not a chance?
No, Vicky's done.
It doesn't sound like a peck. That's what I'm saying.
And it doesn't sound hygienic.
Well, is the inside of your mouth very hygienic compared to, is it much worse?
I'd rather, swap spit than swap bugs.
I don't know why I'm arguing on behalf of this guy. It's kind of weird. Yeah.
Well, and I just assumed that, I didn't even realize that maybe he wanted her to go, up in there. I was just thinking like Eskimo style, But, boy, if he wants her to go up in there, yeah, that is really
He said
insane.
make out.
Yeah, you're right. I guess you're right. Make out is a real hot and heavy, tongue-involved session.
The tongue's got to go somewhere, BJ.
Yeah, you're right.
What?
Yeah.
Go home.
Boy, you know what? I didn't think I could get more disturbed, but I think
I even creeped myself out by saying that.
Yeah, I think that just
I need a shower.
Wow.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
Well, there's a lot more stories, and of course, we want to hear your stories too. So, based on the idea that Charlize Theron went on, or Theron, however you say, went on a date with a guy who asked if she could make out with his nose. Based on this, good or bad, what is the most memorable date that you have ever been on? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We'll take your calls, your texts after the Chili's on the Rock.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Charlize Theron once went on a date with a guy and asked if she and he asked her if she could make out with his nose, which
Valentine's Day is just right around the corner, guys.
Who says romance is dead?
So based on this, good or bad, we want to know, what is the most memorable date you have ever been on? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Oh, man, this one just, it hurts to hear it. So somebody said, my most memorable date, I brought two girls back to the house. I was 16 at the time. And as we were getting close to having my dream come true, my mom came home unexpected. She lost her mind and ended up pulling a gun on these girls and chased them out of the house.
Whoa!
I never got that opportunity again. Why wouldn't they give them that chance again?
Yeah, right? I mean...
Wow. That mom did not want her son making no babies. That was what was going on there.
Oh my gosh.
Man, that's a very extreme way to keep the, but you sometimes, as a parent, you go, son, you're not thinking straight, so I'm going to have to help you out here, brother.
I wonder what happened if Dad was in the picture when Dad got home and he heard the story. Because part of him is probably like, damn, impressive, son, but also you can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably one of those moments like, look, son, I mean, between the two of us, wow, good job. But secondly, yeah, your mom's right. You got to figure this out.
And also never tell your mother that I said good job.
Yeah. And
because, man.
And not in the house, because that's the problem. Even if I were here, I would have to be a parent and break things up.
I like this one because it's a series of just more and more ridiculous events that happened to this person. First date with a guy. First thing happened. Wow, you actually have a nice figure. When I asked you out, I thought you were kind of thick.
Yeah, that's nope. No, thank you.
Okay, then super arrogant the entire time. Took me to a store to buy me new sneakers because he didn't like the ones that I was wearing. I would take that, though.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I know that, every once in a while, some people like to have, a can-do, take control kind of person in their life. But on a first date, you're that person? Really? I feel like that is so over the line as far as, I'm going to buy you new sneakers.
It's not over, though. Then, ended the date by rapping to me and telling me that I could kiss him if I wanted to.
Wow. That is just awkward. You know what? That is awkward expressing itself in a way that, he thinks is the only way he can deal with it. And because it's just on every level, you'd go like, dude, what are you doing?
Do you think that he had this? I mean, he clearly had this all planned out. This is going to be how I'm going to make this date work. And when I rap to her, forget about it. Tonsil Hockey City, here we come.
Yeah, he didn't check with anybody. This is what you need. You need a good bunch of friends in your life, or at least mentors, that'll go, what are you thinking about? What are you doing?
Know. If one of my friends said, look, I'm going on a date, the other stuff I would be like, yeah, shoot that down. But if he said, at the end of the date, I plan on rapping this song about how she can kiss me, I'd be like, yeah, dude, totally go for that.
Again, like I said, you need good friends in your life.
That's a good friend.
Yeah, you just, oh, man. Oh.
Let's hear it first. Yeah, perfect. Go with it.
And, of course, this pop culture website talked about all these celebrities who had first date issues. Kelly Clarkson said when she was 18, she walked out on a date who wouldn't stop talking about how she was an inch and a half taller than him. I don't know how tall Kelly is, but, I don't know if that's easy to do. Unless I'm thinking of Rachel Ray. I always confuse Kelly and Rachel Ray. So I don't know who's taller, but
I feel like Kelly Clarkson, I do not know this. Just based on the videos I've seen, I'm guessing she's 5'3".
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You got it right.
What?
She's 5'3". She's
look at you, dude.
An inch and a half taller than me.
So how did she find somebody shorter than her?
She looks short. That's why I just always thought she was shorter.
And on the internet, everyone looks tall.
Yeah.
You're right. And there are people on the internet that are taller. Well, it depends. Some people I find are really a lot taller than I thought they were because of the people they stand with. They all look the same height, which is average,
And it's all about the angles.
Yeah, but Kelly Clarkson found somebody that was an inch and a half shorter than her?
He clearly has issues. about his
Yeah,
height.
I can't blame him. You know, it's tough. You know, I was raised at a time, now maybe it's different now, but I was raised at a time that I was told you always have to be taller than the girl you're with. Otherwise, it's a problem. That's how I was raised. I know maybe I hope it's different now. I hope it doesn't matter.
See, at least for me, height doesn't matter, but it is a bonus when they are taller because I don't have to like climb on a counter to reach the high shelf. Like it's a nice bonus.
Oh, Vicky, you go the other direction though. Seriously, you go for basketball player height people.
Yeah, you do, and it's awesome because it's so much fun to watch this.
It really is. It is like. Wow, they're like it's like the letter B when you stand next to each other.
Oh,
like
wow.
small letter
Lowercase,
B.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like this is
Literally
hysterical.
The tallest guy I've ever dated. There's been 2 guys that were 6'7".
That's
two
insane.
different guys.
Yeah,
that was the tallest.
No, typically, like you could fit 2 Vickies and still probably not see eye to eye with that guy. Like we've seen some of those guys. I'm just like, yeah, we could double Vicky up, and they're probably not going to be face to face yet.
Nope.
And my brain goes
a little exaggeration, but you know what I mean.
The visual though is amazing.
With a trench coat. Yeah,
exactly. Like
2
the old
Vickies in a
school
trench
sneaky
coat.
people.
Yeah.
You know, where you got like 3 kids on top of each other trying to pretend to be adults to get into the movie theater.
Hello, sir. I am adult sized.
Yes. Jenny Slate was who's Jenny Slate again? How do I know her?
She was on SNL for a hot minute. She's done a bunch of stuff with the Nick Kroll and the Kroll Show, and she was also a voice in Big Mouth for a little while.
Oh, that's how I know Jenny Slate. Yeah, I've seen her name on Big
She
Mouth.
was in the Venom movie as well as one of the scientists.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
she does a lot of voice stuff too.
She was set up on a date where the guy showed up in a full, authentic Knight's costume. Again,
Okay, that's a good thing, right?
I mean, you got to know somebody's into cosplay or whatever. How do you think that's a thing?
Well, I just say like, oh, I want to meet my white knight, or is it the knight in shining armor? That's what it is.
Bam, right there, you got it.
If he didn't open with that line, I'm walking away. I'm like, chance ruin. That was the perfect time to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Or was it maybe he's a big hockey fan? He likes the Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you a hockey fan? Me too. Look at my armor.
Let's hope Jenny's a Vegas Golden Knights fan.
Would you keep the gate? I would actually stand if a girl showed up and I was like my single days and she showed up in a full night outfit. Yeah, I'd be thinking this is only going to be one and done date, but I would want to go on the date just to see what kind of reactions we would get.
Hell no, man! I'm all in.
Oh yeah, that's my Game of Thrones fantasy. Is it Brie of Tarek? Oh, what's her
name?
name?
Brienne. Yeah.
Speaking of women taller than you, she's 6'5" in real life.
Wow,
That
there's nothing wrong. Let me tell you right now, I find her. Yeah, she can go on a date with me anytime, dressed in her suit of armor from Game of Thrones.
6'5" in that armor. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean,
imagine like walking to like El Gaucho,
and
your date is in a full suit of armor.
That's fantastic,
right?
I mean, it's fantastic. But I don't know if if again, I mean, as a dude, I think it's fantastic if, my date was that way. But I don't know how many women are going to go for that. It's a tough one.
Well, you got to keep her if they're cool with it.
You know what, Steve? That's a good point. I suppose you're really weeding the chaff at that. You're weeding out the chaff at that point. You show up and you know right off the bat you're not going to spend any money. Either they go, "What the hell?" and you go, "All right, date's canceled."
Like, tell us about your girlfriend. Well, we don't see eye to eye on anything. We don't like the same food. We have completely opposite political opinions and beliefs. Like we just aren't. She's an atheist. I'm very religious, but she's very cool with me wearing my suit of armor. So we're perfect for each other.
Yeah,
she's the only girl that will let me do this. Dude, we got We got the text of all texts.
All right.
I'm just going to try my best to read it. So I went on a date with a guy who asked me to rub his back. And then he told me he wanted me to, quote, do it like his mom did it.
What? Oh.
Even worse. One time we were getting – here's the crazy – so she's still with They were getting busy at one point, and he wanted to use one of his mom's devices.
No, he did
not.
No, he did not.
That's what the texter says.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you hear people have daddy issues, but I guess you can have mommy issues too. There we go.
Yeah, I guess like the back would be like kind of weird, but sometimes parent. When I was a kid, sometimes we'd give a dad a back rub, not from anything weird. It was just like he's like, hey, just chop my back.
Yeah, like I go up to my mom and I'll scratch her back all
And
the
so,
time.
yeah, I mean, and what you
Not a
do,
big
I
deal.
mean, any normal child, what you do, you go, well, let me go get one of mommy's toys. I want to do it right. I mean, yeah, isn't that what everybody does? No, I mean, all right. I mean, I don't know why you find this texter, why you find this insane. It's completely normal. Wow.
I would run out the door.
Yeah, that's.
I grabbed it from my mom's room.
Yeah.
Peace. No. Gotta go.
Yeah. And again, so far, all these stories, it's the dude that's the creepy, crazy, like, what are you doing guy here? Really,
the most awkward part is the fact that he doesn't live with his mother.
Oh, yeah, that'd be that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's like.
How did you get that? Don't worry about it.
Never mind.
Do you really want that question answered?
You don't want to know, sir.
Mom asked me to put it online on eBay to sell, but I chose not to.
Gently used.
Well, here's a question, and I almost hate to even bring this up. Did the other cast members for the Golden Girls dislike Betty White so much that they called her the C word? Oh, man, not Betty White. You're going to hear from somebody that worked with them at 7:47 on The Rock.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
If 2020 has taught us anything, it's to take nothing for granted. So when you expect hot water and get cold, when you expect the shower to drain and it doesn't, when you turn the furnace on and it won't start, stop freaking and call Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. 1-800-FREAKIN'.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.